In this video, we're diving into a topic that every proud Indian needs to hear: how India is standing tall against the dangerous alliance of Pakistan, China, and Turkey in the fight for Kashmir. For decades, Pakistan has waged a cowardly war against India, using terrorists to attack our people while illegally occupying parts of Kashmir, what we rightfully call Pak-occupied Kashmir, or POK. Their obsession with destabilizing India, especially in Kashmir, is no secret. They can't match our military or economy, so they resort to terrorism, sending groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed to bomb our cities, kill our tourists, and attack our Jawans. The 2008 Mumbai attacks, the 2019 Pulwama bombing, and the horrific 2025 Pahalgam attack that killed 26 innocent people, all traced back to Pakistan's ISI. Their strategy, bleed India with 1,000 cuts, is about hurting us while denying responsibility. But Pakistan's not acting alone anymore. They've dragged in China and Turkey to amplify their anti-India campaign, arming their forces, shielding their terrorism, and pushing their false narrative on Kashmir. From 2023 to 2025, these nations have worked together to undermine India, but today I'm going to expose their sinister roles, compare their involvement, and show why India's strength, unity, and global clout will crush their plans. This is about India's pride, our sovereignty, and our unstoppable spirit. Let's start with China, Pakistan's so-called all-weather friend. China isn't just Pakistan's buddy. They're using Pakistan as a proxy to weaken India. Beijing sees India's rise as a threat to their Asian dominance, so they keep Pakistan as a thorn in our side, creating a two-front challenge alongside their own border games. They flood Pakistan with weapons, intelligence, and diplomatic cover to keep us distracted. Analysts say China tacitly shields Pakistan-sponsored groups to destabilize us, and the evidence backs this up. In June 2023, China blocked a UN proposal by India and the US to blacklist Sajid Mir, a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist behind the 2008 Mumbai attacks. This wasn't a one-off. China's repeatedly protected Pakistan's terrorists at the UN, letting groups like LITI thrive. Chinese scholars openly admit aligning with Pakistan counterbalances India's rise, using Pakistan as a front line to harass us. In April 2025, after the Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi called Pakistan's leaders to pledge unwavering support, even as we proved a Pakistan-based group was behind the bombing. During Operation Sindoor, when India struck terror camps in Poki and mainland Pakistan, Chinese strategist Victor Gao went on state media, warning that Beijing would always come to Pakistan's help if we threatened their sovereignty. This wasn't empty talk. China's actions showed they're ready to back Pakistan to keep us in check. China's military support is Pakistan's lifeline. Over 80% of Pakistan's major weapons since 2014 come from China: J-10C fighter jets, HQ-9 air defense systems, Type 054A frigates, VT-4 tanks, and Kai-Hong series drones. In 2025, during air battles in Operation Sindoor, Pakistan used Chinese J-10C jets, claiming they downed our Rafale, a claim we debunked, but it shows how China's tech fuels Pakistan's boldness. Indian forces in Kashmir and Punjab have intercepted Chinese-made drones dropping weapons, and in 2023, our police found Chinese grenades in a militant hideout in Kashmir. This is hard evidence of China arming anti-India terrorists through Pakistan. Pakistan's air defenses, like the HQ-9 and HQ-9BE systems, are Chinese, and they were tested when we struck Poke in 2025. Pakistan's navy and army rely on Chinese warships and tanks, all aimed at countering India. Analysts say China uses Pakistan as a proving ground to test their weapons against our forces, gathering data to refine their tech. Chinese military advisors embedded with Pakistani units during the 2025 conflict likely studied our tactics in real time. This isn't just aid, it's China waging a shadow war against India through Pakistan. China's intelligence game is next level. Their 115-plus reconnaissance satellites and naval assets in the Indian Ocean tracked our forces during the 2025 crisis. Chinese fishing vessels, likely maritime militia, snooped near our naval exercises, eavesdropping on our communications. Their space tracking ships loitered in regional waters, feeding data to Pakistan. One expert called this a rare intelligence opportunity for China to map our capabilities right on their doorstep. Diplomatically, China's Pakistan's shield. They echo Pakistan's Kashmir narrative at the UN, pushing for UN resolutions and raising the issue after we revoked Kashmir's special status in 2019. In May 2023, China boycotted our G20 meeting in Kashmir, calling it disputed territory. During the 2025 crisis, they called for a neutral investigation into the Pahalgam attack, a ploy to protect Pakistan, while their ambassador in Islamabad praised Pakistan's calm and restraint. Chinese state media amplified Pakistan's lies, urging us to back off while hinting at intervention. This mix of intel, arms, and diplomacy makes China Pakistan's biggest enabler, using them to keep India on edge. Now let's turn to Turkey, Pakistan's loudmouth cheerleader. Under President Erdogan, Turkey's trying to be the Muslim world's big shot, and they've latched onto Kashmir to score points. Erdogan's been ranting about Kashmir at the UN, in the OIC, and anywhere he gets a microphone, parroting Pakistan's lies about our internal matters. From 2019 to 2021, he used his UN speeches to attack India, and though he briefly toned it down in 2023 to chase trade and BRICS dialogue status, he was back at it by early 2025. During a visit to Islamabad, he demanded Kashmir be resolved per UN resolutions and pledged solidarity with Kashmiri brothers. India fired back, telling Turkey to mind its own business. But Erdogan keeps pushing Pakistan's narrative that Kashmir is a global issue, not our sovereign territory. Turkey boycotted our 2023 G20 meeting in Kashmir, siding with Pakistan's objections, and in the OIC, they've pushed anti-India resolutions since 2019. They even joined Pakistan in observing Kashmir Solidarity Day and tried forming an Islamic bloc with Pakistan and Malaysia in 2019, showing their deep alignment. Turkey's not just talk, they're arming Pakistan too. They're building 4 Babur-class warships for Pakistan's Navy, with the first launched in 2021. They've upgraded Pakistan's F-16s and sold them Bayraktar TB2 and Akıncı drones. In 2025, Pakistan used Turkish Asisguard Songar drones along the LO Key, though we neutralized them. Turkish training for Pakistani pilots and special forces has sharpened their skills against us. During the 2025 crisis, a Turkish C-130 landed in Pakistan, sparking rumors of arms deliveries. Turkey denied it, but the timing was suspicious. A Turkish warship, TCG Biyakada, docked in Karachi on May 5, 2025, as a goodwill visit that Pakistani media hyped as strategic solidarity. Turkey's invited Pakistani forces to joint exercises like Anatolian Eagle, boosting their combat readiness. On intelligence, Turkey and Pakistan share notes on militant groups, with Turkey offering counter-terror training. While not as deep as China's intel role, Turkey's goodwill strengthens Pakistan's hand. Turkey's diplomacy is blatantly pro-Pakistan. After the 2025 Pahalgam attack, Erdogan called PM Shehbaz Sharif on May 7th, praising Pakistan's calm and restrained policies and backing their call for a probe to dodge blame. Turkey's foreign ministry condemned our retaliatory strikes, warning of all-out war. Erdogan offered to mediate, a non-starter for us, given Turkey's bias. In the OIC, Turkey's pushed anti-India resolutions, and in 2025, they rallied Muslim nations to back Pakistan. Even in the UN Human Rights Council, they've nudged for Kashmir inquiries. Turkey claims they want good ties with India, but when push comes to shove, they pick Pakistan, driven by religious affinity and strategic ties. Their 2023 G20 boycott and 2025 crisis rhetoric prove they're Pakistan's diplomatic megaphone, amplifying their lies to counter India's global influence. To put this in context, let's recap the major moments from 2023 to 2025 that showed China and Turkey's anti-India moves. In May 2023, India hosted a G20 meeting in Kashmir, but China and Turkey boycotted it, calling Kashmir disputed, boosting Pakistan's protest and undermining our sovereignty. In June 2023, China blocked the UN listing of Latiz Sajid Mir, shielding Pakistan's terrorists, while Turkey voiced general support for Pakistan's counter-terror efforts, ignoring their role. In February 2024, Erdogan briefly avoided Kashmir talk to cozy up to India, but reaffirmed support for Pakistan's Kashmir stance in Islamabad, prompting our diplomatic protest. China kept arming Pakistan with naval ships and jets. On April 22, 2025, the Pahalgam attack killed 26 in Kashmir. China condemned it, but backed Pakistan's denial, with Wang Yi pledging support. Turkey urged restraint, but echoed Pakistan's narrative. In late April, during Operation Sindoor, India struck terror camps in Poke and Pakistan's Punjab. Pakistan retaliated with missiles and drones. China's satellites and ships spied on us, likely aiding Pakistan, while Turkey condemned our aggression, and a Turkish warship and C-130 in Pakistan fueled speculation of support. By early May, as the crisis peaked, China hinted at northern border escalation and pushed for a UN session. Turkey rallied Muslim nations and offered mediation, posturing as a peacemaker while backing Pakistan. Global pressure led to a shaky ceasefire by May 8th. Comparing China and Turkey, China's role is deeper and more dangerous. They're Pakistan's biggest arms supplier, intel provider, and diplomatic shield, using Pakistan as a proxy to test weapons and tactics against us. Their strategic goal is to contain India's rise, and their support, from J-10C jets to UN vetoes, gives Pakistan the muscle to challenge us. Turkey's involvement is less intense, but still toxic. Their drones, warships, and training boost Pakistan's capabilities, while their OIC and UN rants amplify Pakistan's lies. Turkey's driven by Erdogan's ego and Muslim world ambitions, but as a NATO member, they're cautious not to cross into direct conflict, unlike China's bolder moves. Both are anti-India, but China's the bigger threat due to their scale and intent. India's not sitting idle. Operation Sindoor in 2025 showed our resolve. We struck deep into Poke and Pakistan, hitting elite strongholds like Muridke. Our forces downed Pakistani jets and drones, proving our superiority. China's spying and Turkey's whining didn't stop us. The world, including the US and France, backed our right to self-defense, exposing Pakistan's terror links. To keep winning, we must bolster our military with more drones, cyber warfare, and satellites to dominate Poke. Our Rafale, S-400, and BrahMos systems outmatch Pakistan's Chinese and Turkish gear. Our intelligence, led by RAW, must keep busting terror networks and tracking China's moves. Diplomatically, we'll use our Quad, G20, and BRICS clout to isolate Pakistan, pushing for FATF blacklisting and sanctions on Turkey's drone exports. We'll stay proactive, striking terror camps preemptively, crippling Pakistan's networks with cyber attacks, and exposing their lies globally. Most importantly, we'll stay united. Pakistan, China, and Turkey bet on dividing us. Religion, politics, you name it. Let's show them India stands as one, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. India's a rising giant, a $4 trillion economy, a cultural powerhouse, and a military force that scares our enemies. Pakistan's a failing state, drowning in debt and chaos, propped up by China's weapons and Turkey's hot air. Their terror attacks and fake narratives can't break us. Every martyr in Kashmir fuels our resolve to crush their plans. China and Turkey can scheme all they want, but they're no match for 1.4 billion Indians roaring Jai Hind. That's my take, folks. India's done tolerating Pakistan, China, and Turkey's nonsense.